ladies and gentlemen, as I said 2 days ago, I was going to start doing some more vids in comparison to what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. And that was because of the job situation that I have right now. It takes up a lot of my time. I don't get a lot of time when I get off work, so afterwards I just want to kick back, recharge my batteries. But I get 3 days off, Sunday through Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead, start doing a few more videos than just Monday Night Raw reviews. And to start things off, we're in a week going into Summerslam. So, like WrestleMania, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a vid on a review from SummerSlam of 2010. Now you may say to yourself, why are you going to do a review on SummerSlam of 2010? That was probably the shittiest fucking pay-per-view of all SummerSlams, maybe. The reason why I say that is because why not get the shittiest out of the way? But then some would just say, why not just do the best of the best and leave the crappiest ones out? Well, in life, you get good and you get bad, so I'm doing the bad first and then moving on to good stuff. I will be doing a video in, I believe, probably tomorrow on another SummerSlam pay-per-view, plus a new show coming out. I'm not going to tell you guys yet what that is until I actually do it tomorrow. So I'm keeping that kind of a secret and a nice surprise for you guys. You might be familiar with it, but I'm not going to give you any more details until you actually see what it is. So, moving things along here and actually going into what I was originally recording this video on was SummerSlam of 2010. This pay-per-view was okay to some extent. And then there was some extents there wasn't. Of course, we all know the controversy, the behind the scenes on what was going on between John Cena and Edge and Chris Jericho about their opinion of what should have went down at this match. Of course, Chris Jericho and Edge believe that John Cena and their team should have lost to the Nexus, helping them, improve the younger stars on the Nexus to make them look better. John Cena didn't feel that way. He felt he should walk away as the winner for his team, plus having Daniel Bryan, which was a very nice idea on John Cena's part. That part with Daniel Bryan getting thrown in the mix and having him get his job back was the best thing that John Cena did out of that whole entire scenario. But other than that, I totally agree with Jericho and Edge on this one. They should have had Wade Barrett walk away the winner. They had a lot of momentum behind Barrett in that Nexus group. Most of all, Barrett should have won that match for Nexus and defeated John Cena. John Cena should have been on a downward spiral throughout most of the entire time of 2010 until finally getting away from the Nexus as they did in that storyline going through 2010 that year, which by far was probably the worst wrestling year of all time besides maybe 2012. But that's not here or there. Let's get into the pay-per-view. Let's get into some of the matches that I actually watched and enjoyed. I'm not going to get into all the matches. I'm just going to stick with ones that were actually good, get into them, and give you my feedback on it. So, one of the matches I did watch was Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston, which kicked off the night for SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship. This was actually a very surprising match, in all honesty, to be good because of the fact, one, Dolph Ziggler was just starting to develop this character up. He was starting to get his groove going. He wasn't all that entertaining to me, personally, back in that time until he started picking things up with Kofi Kingston with the Intercontinental Championship. That's when I started gaining some interest in Dolph Ziggler and seeing potential of him becoming what he is today. Probably one of the best going right now, who should be in the top-notch level of main events. Unfortunately, the rest of the WWE upper level management don't feel that way. Well, fuck them. I still think he's great. I still think he should be competing for titles like Seth Rollins is, and unfortunately he's not. So be it. You know, go ahead, support him, and hopefully at some point he gets a push. Daniel Bryan did, so why can't he at some point down the line? So that match was actually very good. I give the match definitely a 3 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.5 out of 5 to be more nice towards the match. The only reason why it wasn't all that higher rating is because of the ending. The ending was stupid as hell. I didn't understand the point of having the Nexus at the end of that match interfering and beating the hell out of everyone in that ring, both Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston. It was kind of ridiculous in a sense. I didn't think it was absolutely necessary for them to do something like that. I don't think it was really needed to help elevate the Nexus. I think they should have just had them win that damn match, and that would have been more than enough of build-up towards their faction altogether. But, you know, that's what they decided to go with, and back then, even, like I said, 2010 was not exactly the best year in wrestling. So, the next match that I did watch was the 3-on-1 handicap match with the Big Show versus the Straight Edge Society, with CM Punk, Doc Holliday, as he's called now. I forgot what his name was in WWE. Doc Holloway, excuse me. And then he also had Joey Mercury on his team. Well, those two bastards got their asses kicked. CM Punk ran away like a little bitch. And that was the end of that. Big Show won the match hands down, no problems. Had a few, twists and turns where the Straight Edge Society, I'm saying Society Edge, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, excuse me guys. Straight Edge Society, whatever the fuck this crappy faction was, because I'll be perfectly honest with all of you, I did not like this faction. I think it was the crappiest thing that they did with CM Punk. Supposedly in CM Punk's documentary, he claimed it was one of his favorite things that he did outside of going on his own during the 2011-2012 year and winning the title and keeping it for a long time. But me personally, I think that Straight Edge Society faction really sucked. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. It was over-the-top ridiculousness. The only thing I found interesting was how he played around with the audience himself, making himself out to be like this Jesus Christ Savior of making people be drug-free, of substance abuse and things of that sort. So, I wasn't exactly totally impressed with the storyline that they had with this faction, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So, I didn't care for this group. Big Show, of course, as I just said, won the match. Knockout punch and then a choke slam to both Doc Holloway and Joey Mercury and pin them to 1, 2, 3 with them stacked on each other, so that was pretty fucking weird. Match overall, 3 out of 5. Average, okay match. Not bad. The next match that I watched on this pay-per-view was the WWE Championship between Sheamus and Randy Orton. Sheamus and Randy Orton put on a hell of a match. Very impressed by this. Probably the best match Sheamus and Randy Orton did have in their whole entire career against one another. The only issue I had with it was the ending. Once again, the ending sucked on another good match that turned out to be crap. So again, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Sheamus is going in the ring, trying to hit Randy Orton with a chair because they keep kicking out of each other's finishing maneuvers, and they can't put each other away. Randy Orton at that time was actually on a hell of a momentum ride with the audience. The people were behind him 100%. He was probably the most heavily pushed guy by the audience. They loved him. I think 2010 was the best year of Randy Orton outside of 2009. 2008 was okay for him, and at the end of 2007, he had a pretty decent time with the belt. Really, his time in 2007 to 2008 was more because he was the WWE champion, and he had a good run during that time. His run in 2009 was okay, but it wasn't great either. He was actually the most hated in 2009, I'd have to say. So I think he was the biggest heel in 2009, to be honest with everyone. But 2010 is where he became a face again, and he had a lot of momentum by the WWE audience. He was very heavily liked, and he was being pushed. I was very shocked that they didn't have Randy Orton win the WWE Championship from Sheamus at that point in time. Of course, later on at Night of Champions the next month, they had Randy Orton win the WWE Championship in a very good and well put together six-pack challenge match that I really enjoyed, which I might actually do a review on somewhere down the line. Maybe I might do Night of Champion reviews. I might not. It all depends. But match itself, 18 minutes long, very well put together. It flowed very well. There was nothing bad about it. It just was the ending sucked because Sheamus was trying to win. He couldn't put him away, so he got frustrated. He grabbed the chair. He wanted to hit Randy Orton with the chair, and the referee grabbed the chair and was trying to tug it away from him. And Sheamus threw him out of the ring and then hit Randy Orton with the chair. Referee woke up, got up, and rang the bell disqualification for roughing the referee. Okay, well, that sucked. But the match itself was pretty damn well good. I didn't have any issues with it. Just ending, again, was a shitty fucking ending. So I wasn't too happy about that. But it turned out well in the end in September of 2010, so I wasn't too saddened about the situation or the result. Next match that I watched on this pay-per-view was the World Heavyweight Championship match. This match was very clean, nothing too crazy to go about. These guys have faced each other countless times leading up to this point. During 2010, they faced each other in 2008 several times. I think a couple of times in 2009. And then finally, this retarded, ridiculous fucking storyline with Undertaker being incapacitated and supposedly being said to be knocked unconscious in a hospital. I could not believe. I thought this was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life. He was in a vegetative state, is what they were saying. Oh my god, what fucking idiots back then. See, again, like I said, 2010, this is the third time I'm saying this, 2010 was the worst fucking year in professional wrestling I ever seen in my life. Match itself, pretty good. I mean, again, another good match, good ending, clean ending, thank God. We finally saw a clean fucking ending, my goodness. And this match was good. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It had a lot to do with Rey Mysterio. Even though he was the underdog, he's way smaller than Kane. He really produced a great match with Kane despite his height. That's what made Rey Mysterio so great. As time's gone on, he's lost that you know, that kind of enjoyment watching him in a ring. He's not that same Rey Mysterio that we all enjoyed watching throughout the years. And at this point, he's kind of just in Nowheresville, in my opinion. And from what I've heard on the news, on the dirt sheets, he's considering on possibly making another comeback to the WWE. Which is fucking mind-boggling. And why he would come back, since they didn't even use him. Altogether. It doesn't make any sense to me why he would come back. And why they would even take him back anyway if they weren't using him in the first place. But once again, WWE proving how dumb and retarded they really are. At the end of this match, it turned out the Undertaker showed up. He appeared inside the casket after several times of opening the casket up, seeing nothing in there. Kane wanted to put Rey Mysterio in there several different times throughout the match. Couldn't, because Rey Mysterio was avoiding all of this and had ended up being chokeslammed straight to hell after that. So Undertaker appeared after Kane was trying to put Rey Mysterio inside the casket. He opens it up. Undertaker's in there. He does a sit-up and he walks into the ring. Now, we're all being convinced by these dumb idiots from WWE that Rey Mysterio could possibly knock out the Undertaker. Would somebody please tell me where is the logic in that and making people believe at all that Rey Mysterio did this? There's no logical reasoning behind it. The only ones that they could have used that would have worked well was CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society. They could have used the Big Show. They could have used... trying to think of some other people that could have done it besides Kane, even though he was the one who actually did it. But it doesn't even matter. It's fucking 5 years old. Doesn't even really make a difference anyway. The point is that this match was based off of a ridiculous storyline with a really decent match. That's all I have to say on that. Undertaker went ahead. They showed Undertaker having vulnerability. He was weak, and he tried to go for a choke slam on Kane, and Kane managed to pull his hand from his throat and managed to choke slam the Undertaker, and then tombstone pile drive his ass straight to hell, and then walked off laughing with the World Heavyweight Championship belt in his possession. So, pretty fucking weird, dumb storyline there, but not bad match whatsoever. Then after that, I watched the main event. Team WWE versus Team Nexus. Once again, saying this, why do they have to say team? Why can't they just say WWE versus Nexus? They don't have to say team in front of the word of the fucking faction. It's like saying Team Nation of Domination, or Team DX, or fucking Team Hardy Boys, or some shit like that, or Team Dudley Boys. I mean, come on, man, what the fuck is this shit? Fucking retards. Anyway, getting off a rant and getting actually into this match, which was a very long match. Should have been on a WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view instead of SummerSlam, because this was actually, despite the ending, was still a very well done and good match for a, like I said, a Survivor Series pay-per-view match. That's what this really should have been saved for. John Cena and Wade Barrett should have went at it at SummerSlam, and that should have been what they should have done at that point, and had Barrett win. But unfortunately they didn't do that. I don't know why at all. But hey, what the hell does it matter? It's, like I said, 5 years ago, so it doesn't even make a difference. But this match wasn't bad. It was well done. As I said, though, the wrong result occurred. I believe full-heartedly that Nexus should have won this match just to help build them even more. Having John Cena beat the Nexus did not help the Nexus whatsoever. It only made it retarded. It made John Cena even more disliked, showing that he's egotistical, he's selfish, he's a Hulk Hogan wannabe, I guess you could say, in that kind of situation. But he you know, felt that it was the right thing to do. He felt that he was actually helping the guys from the Nexus, but in all honesty, he didn't. He didn't really help them. He made them look weak, and he was the stronger person. And the rest of his team was just shit. and that's bullshit. They should have just lost WWE, and that should have been the end of that. But match itself was good. They shouldn't have had another thing I disliked was the submission. I don't think they should have had Barrett tap out to that submission hold. Barrett is a big guy. He, looks like, a believable, intimidating character. And you don't make a guy like that tap out. Nor should you do with John Cena either. He's a guy that says, never give up, never surrender, don't quit, never quit, what have you. That slogan crap. Which I think that he believes in full-heartedly in reality. But, you don't have Wade Barrett tap out. You don't have a guy like Barrett tapping out to John Cena. It ruins everything. And I think that is the biggest problem I have most of all. Is that it's not Barrett losing, I think, was the major issue. It was how he lost. He shouldn't have lost by tapping out. He should have just lost by pinfall. And that should have been it. Simple as that. If they were going to do anything wrong, if they were going to do anything like make John Cena's team win, it should have been John Cena just getting the pinfall, not submission. Submissions are a lot more, are a lot stronger win. It's a stronger win than a pinfall because a submission is making that person say, I quit, basically. And that's not what you do with a character that you're trying to build up into a major heel character. You don't make him tap out. I mean, that's just lowering him down, not building him up. So, again, like I said, it either should have been John Cena winning by pinfall or Barrett's team beating the WWE. That's how it should have been. But, match itself, again, wasn't bad, but just the ending was shit. So overall, just in talking about this pay-per-view, it was the endings that hurt the pay-per-view more than anything. The matches themselves were entertaining, fun to watch, and enjoyable. I would definitely recommend, if anything else, if you're into just watching the action in the ring that happened at this pay-per-view, it's well worth the watch. The ending, you're going to be disappointed. So, and if you already watched this video, I spoiled everything for you. But if you've already seen the pay-per-view, it doesn't matter. Anyway, at this time, leave your comments and opinions down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the pay-per-view. If you haven't seen it already, and if you have, let me know what you guys thought about it. And I'll get back to you and leave a comment or two about what you guys had to say. But at this time, hit that subscribe button, and you guys have a great night. Alright? Bye.